little cold. I'm live. Hooray, hooray. Hi guys, my name is Luke. If you don't know me, that's okay. This is going to be a live Q&A for English learners. And it is a little windy. So if there's a little wind noise, I'm sorry. Wait, no, I'm not sorry. The wind should be sorry. Well, today we're going to be answering English questions. I'll be answering your questions. Please, no trolls today. I would appreciate it. Whether you're learning new words or phrases, or you want to understand some grammar better, or you need some study tips, or you have questions about culture, whatever. Ask your questions. I'll do my best to answer. If you want to watch the previous live streams, there are many of them, you can support me on Patreon. You need to have PayPal. It's $2 a month. So you'll get access to all previous live streams if you support me on Patreon. Also, I would really appreciate it. It helps me make my videos. Really does. So I really do appreciate if you guys could support me on Patreon. When am I going home? In a few hours. I just left home. So my home is back there. I'm leaving home. Yes, this is going to be a walk and talk. Walk and talk today because I feel like it. Because look at the leaves. Beautiful autumn colors. Beautiful colors. It's very nice. See, they're putting in some new pipes under the street. I guess those are... Actually, I don't know if those are water pipes or sewage pipes. I don't really know the difference. I'm not sure. But anyway, they're putting in some pipes. Let's see, what else? Yes, we're in New York City today. That's where I live, New York City. If you haven't already subscribed, man, that's crazy. You got to do that. You got to subscribe. Then you can see my other... Excuse me, my goodness. Thank you. My other videos. On YouTube. So do that. Subscribe. Also, if you want to take my courses, do that. Hey guy, Black Tom Cruise is here. Good. And he's here. Good. Yeah, and check out my courses on Udemy as well. Man, it's windy today. What is up? What is up with the wind? When am I watching Venom? I don't think I will watch Venom. I'm not interested in Venom. He's not, in my opinion, not a very interesting superhero. Not really a superhero, is he? He's kind of just a crazy alien monster. Not my favorite, so I don't know. Is it good? Is it worth watching? I'm not really excited about any movies recently. Not really that excited about them. Yeah, I'm not going to watch it. Just not interested in Venom as a character. So windy. Crazy. Hold on. Hopefully the wind will stop when I move over here. Oh. Cold and windy. Cold and windy. Cold and windy. Hey, what's up? Nice to see you again. Greetings from Guatemala City. Guatemala City, hello. Good, how am I today? I'm very good, Moses, thank you. Good to see you again. Very good. This is actually going to be my last live stream in America for 2 weeks. So on next Saturday, I will not be in New York. I will be in Colombia. I'm going to be in Colombia for about 2 weeks. So I'm still planning to do the live Q&A, just won't be in America. What does it mean when someone uses get the strap in a sentence? Man, I don't know. That's a good question. That's a really good question. I'm not sure what that means. You like my voice? Thank you very much. I'm surprised that you can hear my voice because it's so windy. Hey, Terry Yap. Terry Yap is the CEO of Adidas. It's an honor to have you here. It's a pleasure. It's a real honor. 2 days? What was it? Wednesday. Yes. Wednesday was my birthday, so I went to get a very, very delicious sushi meal with mushroom with my wife, and that was amazing. It's the best sushi I've ever had in my entire life. What does it mean when someone says, I don't know that word? I don't know. I don't know. All the questions you're asking, I don't know. This is my favorite season, though. I mean, it would be better if it weren't windy like this, so that I could do the live stream. But I like the colors, orange and yellow and green, and I like the air. It's fresh, it's crisp, it's nice. Where are you at that place? This is Queens. It's my neighborhood in Queens. I live in Queens. No, Black Tom Cruise, stop asking about Venom. I have no plan to watch Venom. Stop asking. La la la. Yeah, so it's sunny, it's not too cold, you can wear a jacket, and I don't know, it's energizing. In the summer, I always feel very slow, you know, very lazy and slow. What is your favorite seasons? How do I use in and on in words? Not you, Moses. Not you, stop asking. I mean the other guy. You guys can ask. I was telling Black Tom Cruise to stop asking about the movie Venom. Hey! Good to see you. So in and on, prepositions. Interesting that you ask. Any Asian countries apart from China you've been in? Yes. I've been to Nepal. I've been to India. I've been to Malaysia. I've been to Singapore. I've been to Vietnam. I've been to Indonesia. I've been to Korea. And I've been to Thailand. And I've been to Hong Kong, if that's a different, I shouldn't say that. Japan, Japan. I've been to Japan twice. I like Japan. I've been to quite a few Asian countries. I have been to Malaysia. My favorite place in Malaysia, I, by the way, don't really like Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur is the main city in Malaysia, and it's just too, I don't know why, I didn't really like it that much, but there's this relatively small city in Malaysia called Malacca. And it's weird because one part of it feels just like the United States. There's a little park, and a few nice little parks, and there's shopping centers and normal stuff. But then there's this one area in Malacca where it looks totally different. There are temples. There are all kinds of temples. There are churches and temples. It's sort of a mix of cultures and religions. And there's a beautiful river that flows through the city. So I really like Malacca. Terry, you're staying there? My God, you're a lucky duck, man. I envy you. It's a great place. Black Tom Cruise is in Queens. Oh, me too. I'm in Queens too. Me too. Me too. Me too. I'll meet you over by that tree in 20 minutes. We can talk about venom. Have I ever been to Central America? So, actually, no. But I'm about to go to South America. So I'm going to South America, to Colombia, which will be my first time south of the United States in the Eastern Hemisphere. So I'm looking forward to that, going to Colombia. I'll be there for about 2 weeks for vacation, and I'm very excited. Because Colombia is quite well known for very good coffee, right? So, that's very exciting. I love coffee. Coffee is my favorite. I'm gonna cross the street so that I can have less wind. This is crazy wind. Stupid wind. So, there's the question. Yeah, it's so windy. It's stupid. I hate nature. All right, so someone asked about in and on, so I'm gonna talk about that for a few minutes after I cross the street. I'm gonna cross over there so that I can hopefully get out of the wind. No, I can't talk about venom instead. Sorry. Great question though. Such a good question. Not. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move my microphone a little bit. Well, I'm glad it's okay with you. That's a real honor. So honored that you're okay with it. I don't know who Larry is, but hey, don't tell me. I also don't care. Ooh. Okay. Now I think the wind will be less. This is better. This is good. This is very good. Look at the sky. It's very nice. Blue sky. Blue sky. Okay, so let's really start now, for real. For any of you just coming in, my name is Luke. This is an English Q&A, so asking questions about English, culture, grammar, phrases, and so on. No, I'm not honored. That's what I said. So the question was, how do we use in and on in English? The basic meanings of in and on are about location, right? Where things are. So for example, a simple object would be on another thing if it's resting there and the other thing is under it. Obviously we could say there's a hat on my head, right? But if I turn the hat over and I put a piece of paper there, with the hat like this, now the paper is in the hat. So when something is in something, there are other things around it. When something is on something, there is something under it. But I think you probably know that the other ways that we use in and on are to talk about for example, times, dates, we could say, I'm leaving in 2 days. I'm leaving in 2 days. That means 2 days from today, I will leave. 2 days toward the future, basically. So we say, in 2 days. That makes sense. So whenever we want to talk about the future, we use in. And then we say on when we want to talk about a specific day, for example, of the week, and a specific day of the year. So we say maybe on Tuesday, blah, blah, blah. On Tuesday, we're going to go to Manhattan for dinner on Tuesday, or on the 3rd of October. And you could even say the full year. On January 3rd, 1974. On January 3rd, 1974. And then you would say what happened. That's how we would use in and on. But what about the weekend? What about that? Should we say on the weekend or in the weekend? We should say usually on the weekend or on weekends. The only time that we would use in to talk about a specific time would be, for example, in the morning or in the afternoon. All right, this is kind of silly here. It's become a distraction. Good. All right, so yeah, that's generally how we use it. But then we have other more abstract ways of speaking about it. Well, how are you still talking? I was planning to remove you forever. There we go. So the other ways we might use on more abstractly would be to say something like, I have many responsibilities on my shoulders. Many responsibilities on my shoulders. Is there really anything on your shoulders? No. No, nothing is really on your shoulders, but you use that way to talk about it. I will in a second. Moses, don't worry, I will check your question. Can't always answer every question at the same time, you know? Oh, Jesus. I'll get them all eventually. We might say on my mind, on my shoulders, on my heart. I have a big issue on my heart. That doesn't mean there's a problem with my heart. That means maybe I feel sad. Something is weighing on me. Seriously, what is the point here? What is the point to say one thing and then get removed? I don't know the point. I don't know the point. The other way to use in might be, for example, a condition that we have, right? Someone might be in a good mood, in a good mood. So it's sort of like you can imagine the mood is a swimming pool, and it's a happy swimming pool, and you're swimming in that. So you'd say it's a good mood. I'm in a good mood. I'm in maybe a bad place in my life. A bad place in my life. How do these trolls keep showing up? It's ridiculous. How does it keep happening? It's amazing. Burning a lot of thumb calories. I guess I should be thankful. All right, now Moses, if I've answered that question, I will answer your question. Just give me a second, let me search. Let me search. Can you help me pronounce right? Invertebrates. Invertebrates. Brits. Sometimes people will say Brits, but sometimes people just say Brits. Invertebrates, invertebrates, or invertebrates. Predators, 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 or predators, predators. Sometimes people won't say the T very clearly. And then the last one is dull, 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 dull. Is that clear? Does that make sense? Have I read of Mice and Men? Yes, I have. What's the difference between Jesus and God in daily speaking? That's a good question. I guess that depends on what you believe. So I don't know. That's more, I think that's a religious question, not an English question. People sometimes use both for both. They might say, I believe in God, but what they mean is Jesus. So they might say either one. I think it depends on what you believe. I don't think that's really an English question, you know. And if I tried to answer it, it would be only from my opinion. So that's tough. Religious ones are tough. Yes, lots of trolls today. Very disturbing. Mice and Men is a classic novel. It's about, if I remember correctly from reading it in high school, two guys who are working on some sort of orchard, I believe, maybe picking fruit. I can't remember. But yeah, it's a good book. 1984 is also a classic. Also a classic. Okay, it's getting windy again. Have I missed any of your questions, guys? Have I missed any questions so far? I want to make sure I don't miss any of your questions. I'm on my way to a Thai restaurant to meet my wife. Thai restaurant. I really like Thai food. This neighborhood is called Does anybody know how to stop new trolls from coming in? Is that doable, or because I might have to just stop doing these live streams if I can't manage the troll situation. It's kind of annoying. It does. It kind of changed about 10 minutes ago. The sky was really blue, like over there, right? Very blue. But then over here, it looks kind of, up here, it looks a little bit dark and scary. It's not good. Not good.
Can you change that?
Sorry. A lot of people in New York will ask for money, so in fact, whether you feel it or not, New York and many big cities in America actually have a lot of homeless people, a lot of people who don't have any money. And so you will have people pretty much every day. Where are the ladies? There's one. There's a lady there. Lots of ladies on the street. They're everywhere. I wouldn't say it's horrible. I kind of like it. I like cloudy days. I like it. Not bad. Yeah, it is true. It's Saturday morning, so maybe they're all asleep. So you have to then, when you meet a homeless person, you have to decide, do I want to give them money or not? And one thing you have to think about is that, in fact, a lot of places in New York have programs to, bring people food or help them get food, and even have a place to live, a place to stay, right? So the government has some programs. It's not great, but there are some things that the government does to help really poor homeless people. But then a lot of people who are asking for money aren't asking because they really need food. A lot of people asking for money might be asking so that they can then buy drugs. And if they buy drugs, then your money is kind of supporting that bad habit, which you don't really want. So you have to be careful. I generally avoid giving money to homeless people for that reason. Because I used to live in Seattle, and in Seattle, there's a really big drug problem. And if you give money to a homeless person, it's very likely that they'll use it toward buying drugs, especially heroin in Seattle. So if you can buy them some food, then that's okay. Sometimes you can give them some food, that's good, or give them a job. There's a really good TED Talk, but I can't remember the name of it. There's a really good TED Talk about a mayor who gives homeless people a job for the day. And they will actually give them something to do to make money and feed them. So the homeless people will then go out, work, make a little money, get a little food, and then go where they want to go. Raigi is here. That's good. Do you have 2 accounts though? Oh no. Can you tell us about what are the common hobbies people have there? In New York? I think New York is different from a lot of other cities because there's more stuff to do. In most cities, when you want to have fun, you know, you go to maybe the nearest shopping center, or you might go to a park, or you might go to, at night, you might go to a bar or a club. And my feeling is, in a lot of smaller cities, I know it's not really true, I know there are things to do, but my feeling is when I'm in smaller cities, is there really much to do? Not really. But compared to New York, it really is nothing. That's one reason why I like New York. Every day, every single day, there are so many events happening every day. They're often free. You can go see movies in theaters, in small local theaters, for free. You can go see live performances, or go watch presentations, go to museums, and it's really, New York has a lot going on. There's always a lot happening. Often the free movies are maybe old movies that are being screened by some small theater. So of course there are new movies too, but yeah. And there are obviously the bigger things like Broadway shows and tours, things like that. But I have a website I'm a member of called Club Free Time, and they give you a list every day of stuff going on, and it's usually presentations, performances, free movies, tours, shows, things like that, and it's really cool, and everything is free. Then, of course, you can meet a lot of interesting people. You can join a meetup group or something, and geez, why? I mean, why? As soon as you say it, you know you're going to be removed, right? So it's kind of like, what's the point? Is it just fun? Is there nothing better to do? What? Sorry, I got a phone call.
Play it again, sir.
Okay. There's some settings I think I can do to improve the troll situation, so I will work on that for the next one. I didn't have time to do it this time, But basically, I can, I think, hide or filter potential spam and bots and trolls. So we'll see how that works. Yeah. So, but usually, you know, I like to explore. So there's a cool website in America called it's called, what's it called? Atlas. Atlas something. No, I forget the name. Oh, Atlas Obscura. If you want to check it out, it's a really cool website. It's called Atlas Obscura, and they have all kinds of interesting places in your city, and you can go and explore those places. And usually they're very weird, kind of different, unique places. Pretty cool. Yeah, check out the website. See if they have it in your city. One thing I want to recommend for those of you who are interested in maybe business and want to meet more people who speak English you can practice with, maybe talk with about business. There's a company called Startup Grind. And Startup Grind is basically a company that focuses on helping people start businesses. And they have usually in every city local events that you can attend, and they'll bring speakers, and it's kind of like networking, but usually they're in English, so it's also a good way to practice speaking English. So you can search wherever you live. They have them all over the world. Wherever you live, Startup Grind, and then that. Startup Grind Sydney, Startup Grind Beijing, Startup Grind whatever. Startup Grind, G-R-I-N-D. G-R-I-N-D. Startup Grind. G-R-I-N-D. A startup is a new company, a company that is just begun. And it's usually very small. Yes, that's correct. Startup Grind. It should be startupgrind.com. Or you can just Google Startup Grind and then your city and see if you can find some events. But many cities around the world have these things called accelerators, and Startup Grind is an accelerator. There are accelerators and there are incubators, and the line between them is not clear. But they're places where often new businesses are working to grow, and then they'll usually have events in those places. And New York has a lot of them, but actually most cities in the world have a lot of them, and it's getting more and more popular. So check those out for sure. Whenever I go to Beijing, I always go to one or two Startup Grind events. I travel to Beijing pretty often, actually. Okay, I haven't had a question about English in a while. Guys, just so you know, again, my name is Luke. Wait, hold on, I've got a message coming in. Just a second. All right, sorry about that. Talk more about network marketing. Well, network marketing is a very different thing. I don't know that much about it. Oh, sorry, I've got another message. Networking and network marketing are not the same thing at all. Networking means meeting people at local events and making new connections, building your list of contacts, people you know, in case you might want to work with them, in the future on a project. Network marketing is different. Network marketing is about tricking your friends into giving you money. No, not really. Kind of, but not really. I had, when I was 18, a very bad experience with network marketing, doing it, and I realized that they try to use your personal connections to make them wealthier, and they kind of trick you into it. So I, after that experience, had a very sort of bad impression of network marketing. I know that some people are into it and some people like it. Thanks, dude. Have a good day. I have to go because I have homework for tomorrow. It's a little bit tricky for me because still learning English. Thanks for your help. Hey Moses, thanks for joining. Have a good one. Enjoy your homework. See you next time. I'll be in Colombia next Saturday, so hopefully I can have a internet connection so that we can do this next Saturday too. But yeah, guys, this is really a Q&A. It's supposed to be, hey there. It's supposed to be a Q&A for learning English. So if you have English questions, I'd like to answer those for you as well. Again, if you don't know, my name is Luke, and I'm an American English teacher. I'm walking to a Thai restaurant. I'm walking beside a huge cathedral. If we had a little more time, I would go in because it's very cool inside, very beautiful, very nice. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Very important. That way you can see when I post new videos. I'll be posting a new video later today, and I think it's a good one. Useful. Also, if you want to see the replay of all of the live streams and you want to get access to all of the previous live streams, you can do that on Patreon. So there's a link in the description of this video to my Patreon page, and it's patreon.com/cloud-english. And if you support me for $2 per month, then you will get access to all of the previous live streams. Oh, sorry to hear the network is not good. Oh, and courses. If you really want to study seriously, then the courses called Udemy. It's a platform called Udemy. Actually, you can learn anything with Udemy, but I have 3 courses on Udemy. So if you would like to sign up for those, you can. I have 3 right now, and I'm working on more. Check those out also in the link. Okay, I think I missed a question. How much vocabulary do Americans have, and how to express it in the native way? All right, so that's a good question, but it's kind of difficult. Native English speakers, they'll pay you, but you want a 30-minute video class. Well, that would be a different thing completely. I don't think you can get a 30-minute video class for $2. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck to you. So native English speakers generally know about 20 to 25,000 words. 20 to 25,000 words. That's the general vocabulary size of an educated adult. And so knowing words is one thing, and that's good. You want to learn words when you're trying to improve your English. It's good to study vocabulary. It's good to study phrases. There's nothing wrong with that. So it's all good. Do it. But then it comes to usage. And that means, yeah, knowing words is great. That's one thing. But knowing how to use them is something else. It's sort of like there are 2 skills. One is learning the words, remembering the words, and another is getting a feeling for when the words are used and when they're not used, when they fit and when they don't fit, and if they fit at all. Some words you might learn are never used in spoken English. Some words are only used for written English. Some words are only used for spoken English. Like wanna. We don't usually write down the word wanna, but we will speak the word wanna. We will often say the word wanna. W-A-N-N-A. It's just not written very often. So how do you do that part? What do you do to improve that aspect of your English? The part where you know what to say and what not to say. Well, for that one, you really need to increase your exposure. That's really about getting the feeling for the language. Really getting a feeling for the language. So you have to read a lot. Read a lot. You have to watch TV shows and actually pay attention to what's being said. That means don't just read the subtitles of your your movie. Don't just read the language, your language, and not really listen. Really listen. Use only English subtitles or no subtitles. And that will push you to get the feeling for how people are using words, right? That's very important. Right across the street here. I'm a little late. And read a chapter of a book a day. Find a book that you enjoy. Find something you like. What I've found is the learners who really like the language, the learners who really want to find out more about it or interested maybe in a particular subject, those people tend to learn faster, and those people tend to use more natural words. So my suggestion would be, yes, learn words, but also increase your exposure. And use exposure as the way to learn words. That means when you're reading, pick out the words that you find that are new, then look them up, because then you've learned them in context. You learn them in the correct situation. So now you already have a feeling for how the word is used, right? That's really, really important. Really important. But if you're not interested in it at all, and you're reading something you hate, like a grammar book, and you are watching, videos and movies that you aren't interested in, that you don't enjoy, then it's going to be a lot harder. It's going to be much more likely that you give up, and it's going to be like your brain says, no, I don't want to learn this. It kind of turns part of itself off. But when you're really interested in what you're doing, I'm sure you know, because you've learned things before, when you're really interested in it, and it's fun, it's a lot easier to learn, and it's almost like nobody can stop you from learning, and you can't wait to do the next thing, right? So that's my suggestion. Just find you're using the simplest expressions to chat with us. Yes, that's right. So I try to avoid using really native examples too often, because if I do that, then not everyone will understand. So I will use some, but not that many. I try to speak pretty simply when I'm talking with you guys, just so I'm clearly understood. Okay, what is the meaning of put up, put in, put off? Oh, that's a lot. My food is here. Reply to me, dude. Oh. I'm going to be seated for the IELTS exam on the 10th. Instant. Would you mind getting me some suggestions? Ooh, a lot of suggestions. I don't even know if I can go into them now, because there are so many different things to keep in mind for IELTS. I've arrived at my destination, guys, and I'm gonna have to go in a minute. That is something maybe we can talk about next week. How about that? How about we talk about that next week? And we're gonna sit down for lunch now, okay? make sure you guys, hello. So I just arrived at this Thai restaurant. So it's time to eat now, guys. So make sure you subscribe. Bring your IELTS question next time. We can talk about that. And yeah, sure, no problem. Absolutely. Subscribe, check out my other videos. I'll be posting another one today. Check out my courses in the link. Ask your questions in the comments. You can ask questions, I'll answer those too. And see you guys next time. Thank you.